Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
I'm Sam Harder.
And today we are so pleased to be joined by my friend,
Kristin Clifford.
What's up, Kristin? How are ya?
I'm doing fine.
Hell yeah. Have y'all been following the University of Idaho murder situation?
Yes.
So, do you
Not
know
that
this?
much.
Okay.
I've been trying to get out of the death stuff.
Oh, really?
Fair enough.
You're not fucking
Yeah.
with death in 2023?
I mean, it's sad. I got too into it during the pandemic, and then I was thinking about the actual people dying, and I was
Right.
like, oh, this isn't entertainment. These are real fucking people dying,
Yeah.
and it stopped being as fun.
Yeah.
This is a good way to start the podcast.
I was about to say, yeah, we're setting me up for success with this bit here, but
Dude, this ain't a bit. This is fucking
This is-
4 people dead in a house.
I mean, it's true. It's true. But I read this detail that is murder involved? Yes. Can we make it funny? We'll see.
Always. Always.
There was just this little detail and a certain fact that we're going to have to confront as a society at some point, which is that the accused, Brian Kohberger, the guy who is alleged to have murdered these 4 people in this house in Idaho, he's 28 years old. And we are going to have to face the fact that basically from here on out, because serial killers age out, they're like athletes.
They're like, he's got to be between 20 and 60.
Right? Well, the thing is, what we're going to have to face as a society is that a lot of these guys are going to have rap songs.
You think so?
Wait, did Brian Kohberger have a rap song? Like, he was a SoundCloud rapper?
He did
no.
indeed. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
this is definitely not the first time that's happened. Let's
no,
be honest.
but I'm saying from here on out, just imagine like all these true crime podcasts where it's like, what was in the brain of Charles Manson? And well, actually, he's a bad example because he had songs
he
too.
was also musical.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, what was in the brain of him was a surprisingly good song called "Look at Your Game, Girl."
Look,
Better than you'd think.
We all write and perform and know musicians.
Yeah.
You know one that isn't fucking out of their mind. and keep that in mind for the entire history of the world. Every single person who's ever made anything was insane.
This is true. Yeah, it's a thin line. It's a thin line.
Yeah. I guess my question is, like, which woman didn't listen to his SoundCloud?
All of them.
And
yeah,
then-
probably most of them.
And so it's her fault because
Yeah.
she didn't pay enough attention to him.
The SoundCloud is the like, oh, check out my pilot version of music.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah.
like, hey, check out my SoundCloud. And people go, oh, yeah, sure. Send me the link. And they never fucking look at shit.
I have only ever listened to SoundClouds of, like, people my friends hooked up with, and they're like, listen to this.
Oh, man.
And then we roast it.
There's some good music on SoundCloud, but also it's like the fucking, it's the cesspool.
Well, Brian Kohberger, his SoundCloud name is XR, EXARR, and he has a song that really does kind of tell you everything you need to know, because this is a song that is 3 minutes and 47 seconds long.
Okay.
And the first half is him rapping, and then the second half they just let the instrumental play, which means he didn't have a friend to guest on the track with him.
No,
Yeah,
that's sad.
I know he couldn't find anybody to pick up the beat after the first
He's
verse.
not a chill dude.
No. Well, let's give it a listen. This is called "Rise Up."
Oh, this is from 11 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense why the beat sounds like so fucking
So he is, like,
bad.
Always the
17.
same thing that disrupts my life. Wonder when I'll change. I guess when the time is right, procrastinating my arranged to change would be a fight. So I'm
He's got
pacifist, like I'm afraid
bad,
to get
bad
a bunny
flow.
fist. Look at this, my mind is pissed, and I keep running. Why is this? When I hit it, always leave them stunning. Always gentle
is the
giant,
classic
defiance,
white guy
all the
trying to
lines,
rap
and still
type
think
stuff.
that I'm peasant. I
It's always like, did you even
But I've never
practice?
looked
Like,
at
how
it.
much did you practice?
Ton. He practiced so much.
Probably. It's just the sad part. 'Cause It sounds like
Well, he did add the word "test" to it, just so you knew. You know, you weren't trying that hard. This was just a test.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wonder how many comments this had before he murdered someone.
Probably none.
Yeah.
probably like 2 views,
Yeah.
Yeah.
0 comments.
Yeah, the line that they were kind of focusing on the media said, "Keep it up, act like you're all that. Here's a cookie too and a present, led from a desert eagle. Eagle's going louder than my motherfucking beagle." Yeah,
Sorry, is that the
Damn.
lyrics?
that's lyrics. And you, like you, get no sequel. Leave your loved ones crying like some seagulls. So that's the one that got all the play.
Gangster.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's the one that got all the play.
All
but
the most gangster people are birders.
yeah.
All the most gangster people are like, my gun's louder than a dog.
Yeah.
My beagle, woof woof.
Yeah. But yeah, this is the sad part. It's just this goes for like a minute and a half because
where
he
you
didn't
just
have a friend.
Enjoy the shitty fucking beat. I had about one verse in me, 16 bars.
Yeah.
And I was just out of steam. Couldn't no hook. Fuck it.
Yeah,
It's a
no.
test.
but yeah, that's just a preview of the rest of our lives. Look,
Did you go through those comments on that?
Oh no, I
Talk
didn't.
about crazy YouTube comments.
I
I bet
didn't-
there's some crazy comments on SoundCloud.
I didn't know they had comments.
Oh,
on
look!
there.
Look at it. When you're playing the song. Look,
Oh, okay, that's what that is. All
people
right.
pop up and it'll say like at what point they're commenting on the song.
How far they got into it before they.
Well, like sometimes people will be like, "Oh man, that was a hot couple lines," or "I love that part of the beat." But this is going to be like, "You're a fucking piece of shit."
Yeah. There's gonna be like bar one. You said,
And then people
bar two.
making a bunch of jokes. And he's going to be like, "This guy needs to touch grass," or
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
kids say these days.
All I'm saying is not all millennial rappers are spree killers, but all spree killers are
millennial
going to be rappers from here on out.
And that's more of a comment on the rock and roll's dead.
I know, right? So it's like if you start a rock and roll band, you got to at least know a couple people to play the drums behind you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And you're probably cool. If, I don't know.
No.
Yeah.
Also, look, we know musicians,
I
we
was gonna
know
say,
writers. None of them are cool.
Yeah, it's-
David Koresh was in a rock band. He had lots of friends.
Oh yeah. Oh no.
Yeah. Oh man. Well,
I forgot about him.
played brilliantly by Taylor Kitsch in that mini series they did a couple
Get
years
out.
back. Yeah.
Ex of Lady Gaga.
Huh? Yeah.
Didn't he? Is he from?
Friday Night Lights.
Maybe I'm thinking of something different. I think I'm thinking of
okay.
something different.
So for our ungodly concoction today, this is one that I had sent here
no.
from Alabama. Although I imagine it's available out here, but I just hadn't seen it.
Dude, out in LA, we got every G Fuel. You got to come out here. Oh, my goodness.
Hype. Oh no. Hype sauce.
It's called G Fuel Hype Sauce.
I'm so scared.
As you should be.
Oh, wait, I should do that again. Hype Sauce. There it is.
That's what it sounds like when you yell it in an empty building,
Yeah.
which is what you will do after drinking this, most likely.
Yeah. Hello? Is anyone there? Hype Sauce.
Hype sauce. Hype sauce. Hype sauce. It does sound like a satanic mantra if you just keep saying it.
Yeah.
Let's lose all meaning.
Yeah, so I saw that in a gas station in Birmingham on my way back from Yellowhammered back in December, and put that in the package that I mailed to myself along with those Stacker 2s.
I forgot about that. When you said sent from Alabama, I was like, oh, somebody sent us a G Fuel.
No.
And it wasn't Rivers.
No, I sent it to myself along with some other some upcoming energy drinks in the weeks to come. But
Oh, yeah, we got some hot ones.
yeah, well, we do. Oh, we have some very hot ones. Definitely. But yeah, this one is Hype Sauce. Full disclosure, I got it because the name's funny. All Hype Sauce.
It's very funny.
Yeah,
I would
this
have
is
also
like
done the same.
something you'd have to be a child to want, and you're not supposed to be able to drink these until you're 18 years old.
Right.
So
What? Is there really a limit?
Supposedly, yeah.
they're technically, some stores I think won't sell them to under 18 people. I've seen signs in certain stores. It's not that common, but
Yeah, well, you know,
Okay.
it's
I got denied once when I was trying to buy like ginseng extract when I was fucking a little ass kid.
what?
Yeah, at the gas station, the dude was like, "No, you're too young." And I
Wow.
was like, "Man, I'm trying to get jacked up."
That almost seems like one of the situations. You know how they don't put in a railroad crossing until someone gets hit by a train. They don't put up a sign that it's 18 and over until somebody,
Yeah,
gives
some
themselves a heart attack or
10-year-old comes in and drinks a little jar of ginseng extract. And,
starts
oh no.
throwing Milky Ways at the attendant. But yeah, let's pop
Fuck
this
that
open.
guy.
I'm trying to see, because my whole thing with the name especially is that ultimately at the end of the day, this is supposed to be a drink. It's supposed to be somewhat refreshing. calling something sauce is just makes it gross.
Implies a sort of heft that I don't necessarily know if I want in my beverages.
This is energy mayo.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, look,
that'd be so awful.
there's several things at the top of the can: zero sugar, performance energy,
Yep.
and extreme focus. And none
Ooh.
of those describe tasting good at all.
No.
So this is not advertised as good.
Yeah.
I would say.
Yeah, there's no clues from the flavor. Like hype sauce, that doesn't tell me what it's gonna taste
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Well, I bought
It's not like raspberry hype sauce or something.
Right.
We were talking energy drinks before the podcast, of course, and I was telling Rivers I bought a G Fuel Tetris one, a Tetris Blast G
I've
Fuel.
had that one.
It's good, right?
Yeah.
And when I bought it, I was like, I have no idea what this tastes like. I'm just buying it because I like Tetris.
Right, yeah,
And
sure.
I was like, I'm an idiot. That's how these things work.
Yeah, I would say G Fuel kind of across the board is fine. I haven't found any G Fuels that are just like aggressively
Atrocious,
shitty.
yeah.
They're all
I
just
agree.
kind of on that same wavelength.
And it sucks to be an adult man who likes G Fuel,
Yeah,
who's not into esports.
that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Me
don't-
too. I'm fucking drinking Tetris Blast like it's a fucking regular day at Target.
Are you still playing the PS3?
No, I haven't been playing for a while. My thumb got fucked up.
Oh,
And
shit,
it was
okay.
hurting to play.
Oof. All right.
Another
Why?
part
What
of
do
getting
you-
all those serial killers and rappers, your thumb gets all.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Do you want to come over and play?
I mean,
Is that why you're asking?
no. I was just curious. I remember that being an extra funny element of lockdown life was getting the old PS3 games.
I was playing. I played a lot of PS3. I was still buying games for it until I hurt my thumb.
Yeah.
I was playing
Yep.
Doom. I was really playing Doom 3.
Ooh. Yeah.
That game's hard and glitchy as fuck. Shout out to the glitch heads out there.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. I never drink these.
You don't drink energy drinks?
No.
No.
I mean, I've had like Red Bull and Monster, but that's probably about it. So like, this is
Damn.
gonna be.
Yeah, there's these. What we're about to drink is going to be more caffeine than a Red Bull. And I'm not exaggerating that.
Yeah. So each one of these is about 100 milligrams of caffeine because
Okay.
it's 300 in the
I
entire.
mean, I drink
can.
a lot of caffeine. I just don't usually have like a energy drink.
Yeah.
This is like a concentrate. This is
Cheers,
like the crack
y'all.
of
Cheers.
caffeine. Smells a very sour. Smells like a little almost sweet Sour Patch Kids smell right off the top.
Ooh. I like this a lot.
I know. I'm going to. Man, that is smooth.
I like that a whole lot. I really do.
It's like Sprite, but with a
It's like a
flavor.
It's like a flavored Sprite. I was about
Yeah.
to say the exact same thing.
Yeah, it's like when you go to the movies and they have the freestyle machine. You get like the Sprite raspberry or some shit. I
I
think
worked
that's
at a place that had that in our lunchroom. It was fucking amazing.
I can't
Except
do-
the job sucked. So.
It's always the jobs that suck that have a cool thing like that. They're like, hey, come ruin your life. You can get some Coke Zero. Or,
I was like trying
Yeah.
everything that they had to offer. I was like, yeah, let's fuck around with what Powerades you guys have.
oh, dude, the blue one.
Yeah.
It's all day. This is,
definitely raspberry kind of flavoring.
This
I think.
has a very, I don't know if this is older, but it has a very soft carbonation. to it,
Yeah.
which is unusual for an energy
Yeah.
drink.
That's
It's not
true.
like-
Let's see.
fizzing like crazy, but it's still carbonated. It's
Yeah,
not flat.
definitely. I wish it had more of the flavor, to be honest.
Yeah. If the point is to chug this as fast as you can, they make it very easy to do. There's not a lot of like sour on the back end. It's
Wait, are
the
people
taste
doing
is
that with energy
pleasant.
drinks?
Yeah, that's what. You wake
Yeah.
up, you crush one, and get on the bus.
We have at least one confirmed man who smashes a monster every day before
Oh, yeah.
he starts delivering stuff.
Yeah. Shout out to Nick.
Yeah. Shout out to Nick. He's
Shout out to
cool.
Nick in Massachusetts. Cool dude.
No, I love that life for him. I
Yeah.
just didn't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is because you were saying you don't drink coffee. Coffee, I mean, in its most in the way that it's intended is to be sipped, to slowly bring your, caffeine level up and sort of start your day. With this, I mean, you can sip it like a crazy person, but I mean, most people are going to chug that shit down. And I would say the flavor is pleasant, and you're right, it is light on carbonation, so they make it very easy to get into your gullet and get hyped as quick as possible.
Yeah, dude. I wish I had this when I was like still doing comedy and working full-time jobs because I used to fall asleep when I was driving.
I mean,
I wish you would have had this too.
yeah, same.
I like gently bumped into a truck at one time.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, I like fell asleep and it was like bumper to bumper traffic when I lived in Chicago, and I like hit a semi truck and obviously woke up.
I hope so.
And then I quit my job the next day. So I was like, this is dumb. I'm commuting like 2 hours for this shitty
Wait,
job.
where were you working?
I used to work for an online university doing their social media.
Oh,
And I lived
okay.
in Chicago, and it was in Schaumburg, which if you are familiar at all, it's like an hour and a half away.
Yeah. That is the online university corridor. I remember driving through like Valpo, and you see like the DeVry and the University of Phoenix on that
Yeah.
I-65 up there.
Yeah, it wasn't either of those, but the company that owned the college I worked for also owned like Le Cordon Bleu, like that place.
Shout out to my boy Chef Trent Tisdale and Beeham, Cordon Bleu alum.
Shout out to Chicken Cordon Bleu.
Yeah, that too. Ham inside chicken with cheese.
I haven't had
cheese
that
on
in a
it?
long
Hell yeah.
time.
Get out of here. I should try to make some of that shit.
Oh yeah, I know how. Okay,
yeah.
we're still talking. I'm still talking about the hype sauce.
Yeah. Hype
Oh,
sauce.
yeah, back
Yeah,
to the
this
hype.
is like Rivers is saying. This is not something you savor
No,
because
no.
honestly, you wouldn't savor this because the taste is not strong
It's
enough.
fleeting. It's
So yeah,
This would be good with whiskey if you were gonna.
with whiskey.
I don't drink and Rivers never really does. So
Yeah. I mean,
we've fucked around with soda drinks, but have we
It's
ever
true.
done an energy drink?
I don't even really drink either. I don't know why I'm making these suggestions.
no. Well,
I'll relapse. Let's get smashed.
Yeah, I was gonna say. No, I did the energy drink coladas over the summer where I turned Ghost energy drink into ice cubes and mixed it with pina colada mix and pineapple chunks and rum and flew too close to the sun.
I think because it kind of tastes like flavored ginger ale too.
It
So
does.
I'm like
Yeah.
whiskey ginger.
It's got a
good
little bit of
drink.
that. I'm giving it a 4. I would say a solid
of a
4 out of
possible
5.
5?
Yeah, for sure. Because I would say if I'm at a gas station and my options are this and then like Red Bull Monster, I would prioritize this over either of those.
I mean,
for sure.
G Fuel's just a better brand in general.
Yeah, for sure. I was trying to figure out with this brand, they never officially linked up with the gamer known as Ninja, but he did come on board as a brand ambassador. So there's a lot of pictures of Ninja holding up this hype sauce.
That's one of the
So-
controversial YouTubers.
Indeed.
Okay.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Heated gaming moment.
Heated gaming moments.
Okay.
Indeed. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. I give it a 3.5. The more I drink it, the more I don't like it, to be honest.
I
And
was
it's
gonna say-
because of the flavor. It's not very
Yeah.
good. But if you're down to shotgun an energy drink,
I mean, I killed mine immediately. So
yeah, but you always
I'm
do
all the way
that.
on board. Yeah, that's true.
that doesn't
That's
mean
true.
anything to you.
Guilty as charged.
We're still like delicately simping.
What are you giving it out of 5?
I mean, like just because I haven't tried many, this one is currently 5 out of 5.
All right. Hell yeah.
'Cause it's way better than Red Bull or Monster.
Yeah,
That's what I
definitely.
think, yeah.
Definitely.
And those I would give like 2 or 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I'm the Simon Cowell of this podcast, so I give it a 3.5. Because
Okay.
honestly, I don't like it that much. I would choose probably a lot of other stuff before this particular G Fuel.
For sure.
And yeah, I'm about to down my last sip, but I don't. The more I drink it, the flavor's not that good. I mean, the caffeine level of G Fuel's top notch,
Right.
as always.
Yes, it will make you into a maniac.
The
My eyes do feel wider.
It's the amphetamine. It's the amphetamine one for sure.
A couple weeks ago, Kristin and I were on a show together called The Internet Read Aloud, and Kristin's part of the show was so amazing. I was like, we got to talk about this. Like, so I've been wanting to have you on the show for a while, but now that I know that this is a thing, I was like, perfect excuse to ask Kristin to come on the show to talk about what you were telling everybody at The Internet Read Aloud. So please take us into one of the most unusual online worlds I've ever heard. And please keep this, because some of these people do sound a bit intimidating, keep this as anonymous as you need to. Just broad strokes, if you please.
Okay, so I am very in line, and I'm like part of a lot of different Facebook groups.
As am I.
Yeah, I belong. Well, it's like hard to describe, but I listen to this podcast called Who Weekly, and there's like a bunch of different subgroups. It's kind of like a Reddit, but it's like just different subgroups for everything. So there's like a subgroup for like if you like procedural shows.
Okay, yeah, sure.
There's one if you like To All the Boys I've Loved Before. There's one.
Yeah.
There's one for everything. And I'm also in this group, which is for a popular candle store.
Yes.
Can we name them? Is this also an anonymous thing?
Let's just say that it sounds like Smath and Smutty Smirks, but it's
Yeah.
different.
I could see them having a completely unhinged Facebook page.
So it's not even an official page. It's like just like a page
It's
for
a satellite page
Oh, it's
for
like a
fans.
It's a fan page.
for
Yeah.
people. And so I joined it because I was like, well, I like candles and I like to know when they're on sale because they're expensive and like three times a year they're like $10.
Perfect reason to join a Facebook group. And I should say, because there is like a pretty substantial amount of people now that are like, I don't even go on Facebook. I'm like, if you're not on Facebook, you're missing the groups, which is where you get the weirdest shit on the internet.
The groups, it's like and like
I'm not. I had to get off. It's too ugly.
No, fair enough. Like the little pop culture the groups that I'm in, it's like I just love having people.
those are
that-
fun, yeah.
that I can be like, hey, like this CW actor that I'm obsessed with, like,
Yeah.
you know, or I like watch a lot of Hallmark movies and I talk about those people too. So, anyways, like it's a big group and like these people are not because I'll buy like 4 candles and I'm like, what luxury? Like I can't even. Well, I'm a princess, and then like these people will have like 2,000 candles.
Literally.
Like
And they're, it's like a collection. They're never going to use them.
They don't burn them.
they don't burn them. That's the thing.
Do they
Yeah.
smell them?
Yes, that's their whole thing is they'll pop that top and just and then
they'll-
pop it back on the shelf.
and they'll collect like 30 of the same flavor or scent, whatever. Because there are some people who call themselves burners, and those are people who use the candles. And then there's like, I don't know, I
Then
don't.
people who watch Burn notice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people who are like all the shows on USA, Rizzoli and Isles.
So wait, who are the people? The people that don't are like wickers. Like they
I
just
don't
keep
know
the
if
wicks.
they have a name. I was gonna call them flavor savers.
the wickstresses.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's almost like the Protestant Catholic divide of like, do you need a priest to talk to God or can you just do it
It
directly?
really is.
Yeah.
And then somebody blows up your candle room.
Oh my God.
And can you imagine though, like if you have a room of like 2,000 scented Smath and Smutty Mercs candles and your house is like on fire, what would that smell like?
Amazing.
Like people would be like, I think you would get poisoned though with that concentration.
Oh, yeah, probably.
I think
It's not good.
I hate to quote that meme, but I bet any of their house you could say, I bet it smells crazy in there.
Yeah.
You know? Because there's no way, like if you have that many candles, they're already pretty fragrant.
Right,
you know?
Yeah.
It's in theory, if the top's on, they're not going to smell too much. But after you get probably 80 or I don't know how many.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah.
After you get enough where that you're like making shelves for them,
Right.
like which is
Wow.
happening a lot. And that's not even like the weirdest thing. The collecting is like the most innocent part of this group. So like
Okay. That's,
Yeah, the collecting makes the rest of this seem fairly anodyne.
so there's also like a separate group that is just for like giveaways, and people like sell tickets to their own giveaway and then they'll give away like a bunch of stuff. Like you could be like, I'm giving away 4 candles, 3 hype sauce G Fuels, 14 masks from Target, 47 individual servings of that shit that you put in your water. And
Flavor packets.
yeah.
I got
could not think
6
of the name.
Keurigs.
And like a Chanel handbag. And like people will be like, oh my God, I'm buying the ticket for this raffle.
So it's like a raffle where you win a bunch of shit theoretically.
But then you like to get invited to that group, you have to be active in the original group. You're supposed to post every day. Like I've been kicked out of this group, which is why I'm scared. I've been kicked out of this group for not participating enough. So now I'll like occasionally like comment on things, and like sometimes I'll make my own post like, hey, like, and they all call each other babes.
Yeah.
And so they'll be like, hey babes, like blah blah blah. Like so I'll post and be like, looking for something that smells like this. What do you guys have for me? And they hate the only scents that I like.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, tell them what they call your favorite scent.
My favorite scent is fresh balsam, which is the one that smells like Christmas.
Yeah, it's like the
pine.
pine
Yeah,
ski
it's like a
lodge
pine.
smell.
It's actually a really good one.
Yeah.
And they call it fresh ballsack, which is
Aw.
seems so rude.
So they're like fuck the mainstream kind of candle collectors.
Yeah, I don't know, because like I used to work at this place, and those really are the only two good ones.
Yeah.
So I don't
What's
know.
the other good one you said?
The eucalyptus and like spearmint
Oh,
relaxation
okay, yeah.
one.
Yeah.
That one smells pretty good.
Do they have a shitty name for that one?
They don't. People do like that one, I
Okay.
think. But it's not as popular. Like, they all like the really, really sweet ones, which is not for me. Like, they would like a candle that smelled like hype sauce.
Ooh.
Yeah, the really sweet ones are fucking nasty smelling.
They give me a headache. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I get it. Like, I like the smell of like cookies too, but not 24/7.
Yeah.
in my house.
I've got the Midsummer's Night's Dream Yankee candle in there next to the
Ooh.
toilet. Yeah.
Ooh.
That's the thing is, like, I go through one of those. It takes, because LA, first of all, it's hot here most of the year.
Yeah,
so
you're not really lighting
I'm not
candles.
lighting candles except, every once in a while. So I probably go through one Yankee candle every 3 years, perhaps. Is
Nice.
usually
fair.
what it takes me.
They're pretty big.
You're a collector.
I'm a collector.
technically.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You just like turn and there's a whole rack full. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I like candles a lot, and I probably still only go through like 6 a year.
It's
Even less, maybe.
I can't think of how you would go through 2,000 candles in a lifetime.
No.
Right?
Like, and then they also get mad if, like, because people will come over and be like, can I have a candle? And they're like, people are always asking for my candles. And it's like, I mean,
It's reasonable.
if I came over to your house and you were like, I have 400 of the same CD, I would be like, can I have one?
Can I have one? Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Like-
definitely.
yeah, I have 400 copies of fucking Sergeant Pepper's.
Yeah.
Okay, can I please have one?
That's the thing. If
Are you building a chair out of them? Like, what's going on?
if you're asking for anything that had any sort of use, that would be an offensive question.
Right,
but
right.
It's like, no, that's just going to sit there, and then it's going to be a burden to your family when you
Yeah.
die.
Right. That's exactly what I told Kristen after the show. Was my mom is an estate sale broker.
Oh, yeah.
So her whole thing is when someone dies, their kids come in, get whatever they want.
Have
My
you
mom,
asked her if she's ever found a house full of candles?
No, I'm telling you, I've been in a house full of candles.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I didn't
because I
realize.
grew up like, my mom was doing this before I was born, so my whole life was going into dead people's houses and going through stuff, and I never saw anything that crested over 2,000. That's insane, but I definitely remember going into plenty of houses where they had unopened Yankee candles and just a giant shelf full of them, and you're like, how long did you think you were going to live?
I know. I
How
mean,
long do you think it takes to use a candle?
I know sometimes people get them like as gifts, like to just give out. Like if you get like a surprise gift, you're like, here you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like somebody would ask for it,
Yeah.
like a fun little gift, like a friend you would like,
Yeah.
not the crazy candle friend. You're like, watch out.
Yeah.
They're very protective of their candles.
Yeah.
We're still not even at the craziest.
Oh, I know. Oh, yeah, no. I'm
sorry.
Oh,
We
no.
drank hype sauce.
Oh, no. I'm
No,
stretching
I love
this
it.
out because
I love it.
the craziest part is the calendar, which we'll get to. But yeah. So anyway, a lot of that collecting mentality. It's sort of the same thing, but a lot of times people diversify their portfolio. It's not just all candles. I've definitely been in houses where people, traveled the world and bought all this bullshit, and it just stayed in boxes in perfect condition. So my mom ended up making a lot of money on the estate sale.
Hell yeah.
But
Nice.
that person didn't ever see these things. They were just kind of like bunched up. So anyway, I've never seen like an insane amount of candles like that, but I've definitely been in like closets full
Yeah.
where you're like, if you had 2,000 candles, and you burned one candle a day, that's still like several years worth of candles. It's fucking crazy.
It's too many candles more candles you could possibly use, especially because they last a while. Like
Yeah. It takes a long time, man. Like
it
I
takes
said.
like several times. Like I don't know. Like I probably used up like only like 2 candles over Christmas, and I was lighting that fresh ball sack every day.
Yeah. Keep the ball sack burning.
Yeah, I don't understand the like collection to hoarder thing, you know?
Yeah.
No, especially being moved cross country. I'm like, fuck no.
That's what's crazy. It's like if you ever like you're going to be stuck in that home forever because you have to move a literal ton of candles out of your house.
Yeah. Oh, your kids are just going to sell it. They're going to turn it over to a company like my mom's.
Yeah.
And that's going to be it. Like, it's not like these candles, I don't know. They're just going to be spread out amongst the community.
It's not an inheritance.
Yeah. No, it's not. They're going to be put in a box and taken to a church, yard sale.
You might as well like take a stack of 20s and light it on fire.
Yeah. It's
all of you.
But it doesn't smell as good.
That's
it won't
true.
smell as good, but it will not make you ill.
Yeah, that's right.
What kind of chemicals do they put in this shit?
I mean, I don't.
Formaldehyde in a lot of cases is what goes into as my mom calls it, smellums. My mom is very can't stay if there's a Glade,
I love this fact. I think about this all the time. Every time I see one of these, I think
if
about
there's
this,
a Glade plug-in in a house that my mom doesn't live in, she will unplug your Glade plug-in.
I love that.
She hates it so much. And
funny to me.
She's not wrong.
Well, she's not wrong, but also her whole thing is she's like, yeah, well, there's formaldehyde in it, and she's also not wrong about that. That is one of the ingredients in smellums, as Gail calls it.
I know. I've been looking for soy candles because I just found out that I guess regular candles are bad for pets.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. I mean, isn't everything bad for pets?
This is true. Yeah. But yeah, so anyway, let's run down some more details of the Schmath and Schmotty Schmirks
yes. So
situation.
So I'm getting kicked out. So there's a calendar for.
This is the most insane thing to me, by the way. The calendar.
I can't believe you don't think the other thing is some more insane.
Well, I mean, we'll let Sam decide.
We'll let Sam. Yes, Sam can be the tiebreaker.
Yeah. I think the calendar is the craziest thing.
I'm excited now. I get to make a decision.
Yeah.
So, how you have to get active and stay active to get into the special group to win prizes.
Which just sounds like a scam.
That's why I'm scared because I'm like, there's a RICO case pending. Probably.
Yeah.
If I was smart and good at math.
Right.
I could figure out what's going on, but I can't.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we were kind of talking about it outside, and one of the theories we came up with is that they would put in a thing like a Gucci bag in there, and then they would say, "Oh, you can get the Gucci bag and all these prizes, or the cash value." And then all of these people have bought into this raffle, so they already have more money than the Gucci bag, and the person is just going to go for the cash value. So then they just return the Gucci bag, and then they have everybody's raffle money. And it's that's the scam.
Yeah. It's definitely also probably not being reported at all to the IRS.
No, and they have coded language and stuff like that because it was similar to the way that Donald Trump, when he sold his NFTs. If you look at that commercial where he was selling, he called them they're like collectible baseball cards. At the bottom of that, it says no purchase necessary, meaning that you could just go online and because he was you could win dinner with me at Mar-a-Lago or whatever, but it was no purchase necessary. So you could just go online and apply for the dinner because if they made it where it was a necessary purchase, it becomes a lottery, an illegal lottery.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
yeah, so with this, they have to sort of use coded
anyone
language.
ever wins.
Right. Yes. Yeah. If there is a winner at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So probably, allegedly, essentially an illegal lottery situation.
Yeah. Which is why they're vetting everyone who gets in there by being do you have the time to post a million times on Facebook per day?
Yeah. Because that boosts the algorithm and all that stuff.
You have to tell me if you're a cop.
Yeah. Some of them are cops, which is crazy.
I was going to say, this has a lot of bored housewife energy on it.
This group is very heterosexual. Very
yes. I forgot about wait, I rescind my claim about the calendar being the craziest thing because I have just remembered
I was wondering
what the actual craziest thing is, but still let's talk about the calendar and then we got to get into
I was really reverse?
Oh my god, that slipped my mind. Anyway, sorry. Yes, let's talk about the calendar.
Fair enough. So they just make suggestions for things you can post every day.
Okay. That's good. I love to be suggested.
Yeah.
So it'll be something you're supposed to present or post smells. You have to post what you're burning.
This is just one of those weed groups.
I bet the weed groups are a lot more chill and not
Yeah.
accusing their mailmen of stealing their coupons.
It's Indica Sunday,
They
gentlemen.
just get in a fight about who can smoke more and who knows more about weed. And if you're posting the za or the boof, you know,
What is the za and the boof?
the za's the good stuff, the boof is the bad
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Fair enough.
stuff. So if you're ever talking to like a high school student, that's what the terminology you should use.
Fair enough.
I make it a point to talk to one high school student a week.
But yeah, what is the? Let's see the calendar, because it's funny to think about the fact that like some of these people aren't even burning these candles. They just like Tuesday is the day to exist around something sweet. You know.
Like something you can eat. Favorite color. Oh, there's also like wax melts, which are different from candles in ways I don't fully know.
Yeah, that sounds
So-
like another scam.
I was gonna say it sounds like more weed stuff. It's
Yeah.
like, what are you rolling joints? We got.
Is that live resin or is that cured resin,
Yeah, yeah.
bro? Because there's a huge difference.
Yeah, I've got a steam blower on this one
Steam blower.
or whatever.
Oh, one of those steam rollers.
Yeah, people
That's
still
just
use that.
The tube. Nah, they're so harsh. It's
Okay.
so hard on you. It's like a bong hit without the water.
Okay, volcanoes. People still doing volcanoes.
Yeah, if you got money, you are.
Yeah. All right. Good to know.
Drugs.
I mean, this is very similar.
So like yeah, then it'll be like bougie scent.
What is the bougie scent?
I don't know. Disney is one. Your favorite sports team?
What?
A scent that describes you?
So wait.
This is now becoming like a psychedelic
I was gonna
forum.
say, yeah. This
What color reminds you of this thing, bro?
this scent smells like the Patriots. What? What?
One is just match your shirt. Yeah, it really. They really
Match
were
your
like.
shirt.
I mean, that makes
That's
sense.
color. I
Yeah, that's
guess.
color. That makes sense. The favorite sports team one is fucking insane.
Yeah, and then there's like if you could only burn one scent, and they just put the infinity sign.
Oh, I love that one. Yeah, it's the last scent before you die. Yeah. I want this room to smell like the Milwaukee Brewers when death comes to meet me.
Breakfast.
Breakfast. Do they have bacon scented stuff?
They do.
Oh,
I
Lord.
God damn it.
I think there's like a maple bacon.
We deserve global warming.
I remember when I worked there. I don't know if they still have it, but because I worked there like years ago, but they had like a mashed potato one,
What?
and I was like, ugh, do mashed
Is it
potatoes even really have
garlic?
a smell? They're just good.
Yeah, I was gonna say garlic. I guess
Butter.
when you add, yeah. What does that smell?
Here's the starch candle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Naturally starchy.
Starch can.
Yeah.
So they just make like they would basically be like, here, post your candle that reminds you of hype sauce.
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, or sometimes they do like top 10 lists, and like people just make up their own. Like,
It's so conceptual.
here's my top 10 of like favorite shows I'm rewatching. Or, I mean, the talk is not always candle related.
Okay,
Like,
sure.
there's Babes After Dark.
Yeah,
Is there-
yeah, okay, yeah. So
Is there rules of like no toxicity, no politics, no?
No, like I've gotten in fights with people who were like, COVID is fake.
Oh man. Well, I'd expect a ton of that in that
yeah,
group.
yeah.
all I
like,
need is my lavender juniper candle.
yeah.
I don't need a vaccine. But yeah, let's get into After Dark.
Okay, so
The
like,
NSFW
the
section.
NSFW section of this group
This
is where, like I said earlier, it's a very heterosexual group. There are a few lesbians and stuff, but most of them are women who are married to men or with a man.
yeah.
But-
Yeah, I was gonna say gay people aren't this fucking lame.
I know.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. They'll talk about like, oh, my husband gets mad when he sees my candle bill. Or whatever. and like then they'll talk about like, oh, I have to hide all my because there's like an aftermarket.
Oh, black market like resellers.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's called like Mercari, where people
Damn.
will sell like,
Oh, I love that website.
Oh yeah, I've definitely accidentally bought things from that,
Dude.
thinking it was like new.
If you're
Oh.
trying to buy PS3 games,
Yeah.
that's the fucking
PS3
spot.
games and candles,
Yeah.
Yep,
baby.
yep.
I bought a gift recently for somebody. action figures of the Beverly Hillbillies.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Okay.
From the remakes in 1997.
Whoa, the Jim Varney remake.
Yeah, no, it's the original characters, except for Granny for some reason.
Yeah.
Probably did.
You couldn't license Granny.
Oh, weird.
Wow. Shit. Okay.
They come with. It's fun. It's a lot of fun, guys. Get on
I believe
Mercury.
Is that how you say it? I've always thought it was McCarthy.
I don't know. Every time I say it different.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Mercury.
Mercury.
Yeah, it just sounds like a really country kid. All right. The planets are the sun, Mercury,
Uranus.
Rhinos.
When I bought that last thing, the guy didn't send it for a couple days, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Because there's a deal; you have to send it out within 3 days. But
Oh,
he
shit.
messaged me. He's like, "I couldn't send it out yesterday. I had a basketball game." So that's the type of people you're dealing with.
I'm
This
Kawhi
app.
Leonard.
Yeah. And then I was just like, "Oh, it's cool, man." But then later I was like, "I should have asked if he won or not." You know?
Yeah, how'd the game go, bro?
Yeah, then you make a friend. He's into the same stuff you are.
Yeah. So what, candles after dark.
So they will post about doing something they call sucky sucky
Oh boy.
for candles. And
All right. Okay. How much do these candles cost?
Yeah, I know. That's a great question.
that's like I said, I was like, I support sex work fully, but not this. They're like $22.50, I think, regular price, or maybe $29.50.
Which is like expensive, but it's like
Yeah.
It's not. It's like, I don't know, girl. Like, maybe just don't tell your husband that you're buying so many candles.
Right. Yeah, spread it out a little bit.
Oh, so they do this to their husband, or not? It's not just strangers.
Oh yeah, no. That's what it's like. They'll be like, I gotta find.
Because that'd be crazy if they're running like sex trafficking on the candle forums. Yeah, sucky for candle. Wink, wink.
that. I mean, as far as I can tell, it's like 1 lick equals 1 wick or whatever.
1 wick is 1 lick.
1 lick, 1 wick. Yeah. So like, if sucky for 3 wicks was a picture, best male ever, I can retire the knee pads for a minute.
And she has a pyramid.
A pyramid of candles. Yes. That's right.
Wow, lots of sucky for that amazing haul. Babes, really glad I found this group because before Babes, I thought I was the only one who exchanged the sucky for some candles from their husband. I was starting to question my morals, which is like, what? It's your husband. You can suck him off anytime
Yeah,
you want.
that's so
Well,
fun.
here's the thing. They're acting like they would never do this unless there's a transaction.
Yeah, that's
involved,
true.
Which
That's true.
that's crazy if it's your husband,
Yeah.
or partner. You shouldn't be like, "Hey, let's fuck for," if you make that deal, it's also something like you already do that together.
Yeah, you are.
This one says, I hear about your sucky and exotic ways to get more candles, and I raise you babes and a crushed velvet pink comforter.
I knew this was coming. You're just going to get more and more. At one point, is it just start being dudes who are like, I got a bunch of candles for any girls
I mean,
interested?
if they were smart, they'd be in these groups.
They would be in these groups because but mostly it seems like it's
married people.
It's married people, and like I'm like, just have a separate bank account from your husband.
Right. Yeah.
Then he doesn't need to know what you spend on candles.
Right. Oh my God. Yeah.
I mean, don't lie, but
No, lie to your husband.
This one says, and then I was showing him the sucky post, and he said, if I give him sucky tonight, I can go to BBW tomorrow. Looks like I'm giving some sucky tonight. Ha ha. You babes give some great ideas.
Way to ruin BBW.
I know. Right? When you read that at the show, I was thinking like BBW. What? And then I realized it's the store.
Yeah, that's. What's the comment on that? Did we read that?
Oh, the comment said, "How was the sucky? How much did you earn?"
See, that's the first question's okay. The second question's like, okay, wait, what's happening here?
feels like they're talking about their kink on me.
Well, it feels like they're withholding sex in order to get candles,
I
which
think
is
that's
possibly
exactly
crazy.
what's happening.
Yeah, which is it's crazy, right?
Yeah, just
I mean,
go cheat on your husband or something.
Yeah.
Maybe they already are.
Like,
hopefully.
suck if you want to, don't if you don't want to, but don't do it for candles.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
it for
Aim higher.
I'm gonna
Do it for
quote
the love
you
of the
on-
game,
I'm gonna
I
quote
guess.
you on that.
Yeah.
Right.
And believe in yourself, girl. Have some confidence.
Do it for some time to
Get some
yourself.
jewelry or some shit. This one's great because it's a pile of boxes.
Oh
That
yeah, they gotta hide that shit.
The boxes. It looks as if this person is moving out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a stack of freaking
huge pile of boxes, and they say, "I'm caught. He's home 2 days a week, and I sleep until 12:30 one of those days." When McCarthy PM candles arrive, he knows candles off selling site more than BBW, so lots of sucky tonight. So I guess McCarthy delivered these candles in these like fucked up packages, and the guy's on to him
If
now.
you're buying shit from that website, it's going to come in a fucked up ass pack.
Right.
I bought a PS3 game that was sandwiched between two pieces of cardboard and taped. That just the disc. I mean,
That's
no
gorgeous.
other packaging
Yeah,
of the box
I
or
mean,
manual. Just the disc between two pieces of
Gorgeous.
cardboard.
Oh wow! So there was,
And then I gave them 4 out of 5 stars, and they just fucking blocked me.
Damn.
It's like, are you
Jesus.
fucking serious? You should have said it was in cardboard, and I would have given you 5.
get one
That's
of those
pretty
paper
generous.
slips for the disc at least.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking incredible.
It's so bizarre, but yeah, I don't know. Like, I worry about the state of marriage.
yeah, I mean, it's
I mean, if you're any type of like hoarding mentality, like to that extreme, you have some sort of thing going on already. I don't know why I'm trying to diagnose these people. I just know they're ill.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
need help, and
Yeah.
their probably husbands need help.
They're like, I'm so glad she found this group.
I know she's on this app all the time. Fucking, I can chill. I
Yeah.
could just not. I can play fucking PS3 in peace.
yeah, this
Just
is
wash my dick.
with the cucumber melon soap.
Melon my balls.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got cucumber melon in my
That's
balls.
what I was gonna ask. Do they ever talk about other products from this company?
Yes, they're very like because there's always like sales on like soap and like they have these little things.
Because they're all like half their soaps give you an allergic reaction.
Yeah.
My mom keeps sending them to me, but then they have like little like antibacterial like what do you call it, hand sanitizer that are in their flavors.
Yeah.
So they sell those too, and so they'll always have sales where they're like 10 antibacterials for $11 or some shit.
And then the anti-vax people are like, you don't need it. It's fake. COVID
Yeah.
didn't exist.
Oh, they all put it on their keychain, you know, because there's
Oh,
little
yeah.
keychain holders for it, and then you got your hand sanitizer that smells like hell.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, the cucumber melon maybe is good, but
Yeah. Oh, I
Usually
remember.
the smelly ones are the worst.
Yeah, I remember that shit coming out in 1999, 2000. Whenever we got our BBW at the Auburn Mall, girls started rocking the hand sanitizer, and I feel like that was the first time I ever was exposed to hand sanitizer, and I very much remember some kid in gym class got a hold of some girl's Bath and Body Works hand sanitizer and put it on his shoes and wanted to light his shoes on fire like NBA Jam.
Yeah.
is that kid okay now?
And then we had an issue because the guy's shoes were on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he wanted. What's the issue?
Itchy.
Turns out it doesn't, it doesn't look like it does in the game. It was the flame was blue and then it was hot.
And then it was on his leg.
And then it was on his, and then he didn't have leg hairs.
Well, that became a thing. That's why that shit became cool with boys, is because you could light it on fire.
yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, like somebody like they didn't do it with the antibacterial, but they like lit up. They were passing around a matchbook because it had like a naked lady on it in like 5th grade, and some boy like lit a match.
Yeah.
and obviously we all knew because it smelled like sulfur.
Right.
And he got like in school detention, and we walked by him and we sang that we didn't start the fires.
Brief candles in her mind, writing tiny gems of memory. Brief candles burn so fine, leaves the light inside where she can see what makes it all worthwhile. The sadness makes her smile.
We have a hometown segment that we do here on the program.
Oh yeah,
And,
I took some notes.
I want to talk about Kristin's hometown of Evergreen Park, Illinois.
Evergreen Park, Illinois.
Yeah, which is a suburb of Chicago.
Yes.
And I don't know. I've been to Chicago many times. I can't rightly say I've ever been through Evergreen Park.
There would be no reason to unless you
No.
like knew someone or were going, because it is like pretty close to like, well, Chicago's like sprawling.
Sure.
So you can walk like 6 blocks and be in Chicago, but
Uh-huh.
it's not the part that you were probably staying in.
Right. Well, yeah. So let's run down. I have a series of questions that I ask folks in the hometown segment.
Cool.
First up, local legend.
Okay, so I'll tell the less intriguing one first and the most intriguing one second. So Jenny
Okay.
McCarthy is from Evergreen Park.
Oh, speaking of anti-vaxxers.
Yeah.
yeah.
She's responsible for our current state of everything.
OG anti-vaxxer before it was fucking cool.
She was anti-vax, and she was like, it causes autism, and then her kid's not even autistic.
Right.
But she went to my high school, which was actually in Chicago, but it was like a big scandal because it was an all-girls school, and she had posed for Playboy in like a similar uniform.
As your school.
Yeah, and so people like it was. She's older than me, so she wasn't there at the same time. But it was like her singled out era.
Oh, yeah.
Right after that, so it was always like a hubbub. And at the time, she was still like popular enough.
Right.
Like our English teacher used to talk about her every day and how much she hated her because she was a crazy person. And finally,
Wait, Jenny McCarthy was, or the English
No, my
teacher
English
was?
teacher.
Oh, okay.
so she would be like, "Jenny McCarthy is such a slut," blah blah blah, and
Wait, just in class?
in class, and like she was.
Was it a religious school?
Yeah, it's a Catholic
Okay.
school. So she was like off her rocker. We like read a separate piece and then watched the movie, and she was like, "I don't think the guys in that were hot enough. We're gonna watch Circle of Friends with Chris O'Donnell." I was like, all right, this is weird. And so like she would always talk shit about Jenny McCarthy like every day.
You know who needs a scarlet letter? Jenny
Jenny
McCarthy.
McCarthy.
Yeah.
Finally, like someone just raised their hand. They were like, "Mrs. Neary, we kind of like Jenny McCarthy. Can we just learn?"
Yeah, right.
Which is
She
like,
just comes in every day.
yeah, it was like nuts. It was like I was like, this Jenny McCarthy shit's boring. Let's move on to the vocab. Like,
She's, yeah, Jenny McCarthy is my great white whale. I will forsake God and all others to kill it.
Yeah, she got like way less cool after that subsequently, but it was like in her singled out era, which she was like still kind of funny and cool.
Fuck yeah. Oh
I
my
feel
God.
like,
Yeah. And Chris, let's not even get started on how cool Chris Hardwick was. Wow.
yeah.
What
So-
a cool guy.
What a cool guy he was for such a while.
Yeah. And now he's a Hearst. Isn't that fun?
That's,
I love it.
We all love it.
I love how he failed up and up.
It's like
There's this album from a rap group called Little Brother, and it has a
fuck.
running-
North Carolina, man.
He has a running theme throughout the album that it's like a show, and Chris Hardwick's the voice of the host.
Oh shit.
So
yeah,
he's
yeah.
just on that shit, and it's just like, God damn it, this sucks.
Oh man.
It was already bad before, and then that shit happened. And it's like, dude,
Yeah.
bro,
Yeah,
come on. But at the time, he was like,
I was gonna say,
not famous.
Fonte didn't know any better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Goddamn.
mean, everyone thought he was cool for a minute. I
Yeah.
was almost on at midnight like 3 times.
Oh shit.
Dude.
Picked a white guy every time.
Oh well, you don't want that credit because now the
Now-
people
I'm
who
glad,
have
yeah.
now the people who have that credit, it's like, oh,
Worthless.
good, you were doing great fucking 10 years ago.
Well, and on a long enough timeline, you can just start making credits up. No one's checking.
No one is
Yeah.
checking.
No one would know. You
I could be like, I'm on HBO Max. And
Oh, see, I it was funny because I always used to do just as a bit that I was on CISO and Quibi, like, things that are dead that no one could check. And then I actually was on G4 the week before it died.
Oh, no.
So I actually, yeah. Wrestling, pro wrestling. We killed G4, everybody.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I
Damn again, because it was booming.
It was booming, dude. That fucking.
Everyone was watching cable television.
Well, they were trying to diversify and put it on Twitch and everything. And we'll get back to this in a moment, but I did because I never talked about it. It was fucking hilarious in the New York Times article that came out, or maybe it was Washington Post. They were talking about how the guy who was supposed to be in charge of G4, first of all, he never showed up to work once.
he wasn't taking G Fuel.
Yeah, he wasn't. He didn't have enough G Fuel. He never showed up to work once, but he did have his office, like the conference room, turned into the Emperor's throne room from Star Wars. which is dumb in and of itself, but it's extra dumb because he had licensed Imperial Star Wars logos everywhere, which meant they could never shoot in there.
That's so dumb. And I worked at Groupon, which like had a lot of ridiculous designs.
But yeah, they had this like nerd themed conference room, but they like Disney would sue your ass if you filmed a second of footage and put it on TV in there. Anyway,
Oh my God.
yeah, so
That's so silly.
that's fucking awesome though. I love that. Jenny McCarthy just on the crusade. It's just we're gonna read 100 Years of Solitude this week, and that is what Jenny McCarthy will face because she's a whore.
Jenny McCarthy.
No one will love her.
She was in a movie or two, right?
She's in Scream 3.
Okay.
Yeah, Scream 3, and
She was in those Candies ads where she was always sitting on the toilet with her high heels.
Yeah.
I remember those.
I
Dated
hated
Jim
those.
Carrey there for a while, and
Yes.
Yeah.
Was she in a Farley Brothers movie, or am I thinking
Maybe.
of someone else?
And her ex-husband is John Mallory Asher, who was on the TV show Weird Science.
yeah.
If anyone else watched that.
And her current husband is Donnie Wahlberg.
Which is insane.
yeah. She's got a menu item at Wahlburgers.
Oh, nice.
Jenny's Turkey Burger.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wahlburgers are just so confusing to me.
Oh, she was in Basketball. That's right.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Damn.
She had like a show on MTV for a second.
Yeah, the Jenny McCarthy show on VH1. Yeah.
Oh, was that VH1?
I mean,
What,
Start of her
what kind of
downfall.
show is that?
It was like a sketch show.
yeah.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
It was mostly just like her farting and stuff because that's like what she does.
Yeah.
She's like, look, I'm a girl and I fart.
Right,
Toot
right.
toot.
Yep.
Damn. Amy Schumer got her shit.
I was about to
from
say,
there.
yeah, she walked so Carrie from Mythbusters could run. So Jenny McCarthy is one local legend. You got any more notable people from Evergreen
Do I
Park?
have any more notable people? I sure do. The Unabomber.
Yeah, fuck yeah, Ted Kaczynski.
Ted Kaczynski. I don't know if he was born there, but he definitely went to high school there.
Yes, yeah.
And I just will always remember this because when it came out, who the Unabomber was and where he was from.
Yeah.
They obviously sometimes they like interview people for local color.
Right.
And someone said, well, at least we know our high school gave him a good education. And it's like, that's your takeaway?
Yeah.
Because he was like a genius.
He was really good in shop class,
It's like, I
especially woodworking.
I don't think the high school had anything to do with it. I think he was just a genius. And then he did bad stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I don't think that would have
You mean-
made a difference either way.
You mean the Freedom Club wasn't an after-school activity at your high school?
And I didn't go because he went to Evergreen Park Public High School.
Yeah.
Which there's only one, but I went to the Catholic school.
Oh God, that fucking rocks. Yeah, man, Ted Kaczynski. Have you ever read the manifesto?
I have not. And I also just thought
That's such a Rivers question.
It was it was actually it was assigned to me in college.
Wow.
Yeah.
I do read a lot. It's possible.
Give it a look see. It's
why not? I
how
read
long
a
is
lot
it?
anyway.
It's long.
Oh,
it's
yeah, I'm
really
not gonna do it
goddamn
then.
long. But I had a class in college called Technology, Literacy, and Culture, and
they made you read the
and we
Unabomber
read the fucking
manifesto?
shout out to
Okay.
yeah, shout out to Professor Rothman.
I had a similar class, and I think we watched Josie and the Pussycats. But go on.
we watched Wall-E. That was the breadth of this class was we watched Wall-E and read the Unabomber manifesto.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
Wall-E is so fat-phobic.
Oh yeah, sure.
This is why Republicans hate college.
I know, right? This is
You learned nothing.
I majored in print journalism. So.
oh man. Second question: worst bar. And keep in mind when I say worst, I could mean best. Like my favorite bars could always be called the shittiest bar in town.
Yeah, so we moved like when I was a junior in high school, so I didn't really
Okay.
go to many bars, but I remember passing this every day, and I just looked it up, and it's been demolished.
So you know it was good.
Yeah.
And it's called Panos Lounge, and then when I was like searching it, I also came across this article from The Patch, which is like a local, and it just said, Downtown Evergreen, the there that's nowhere. What if Evergreen had a downtown?
What if?
Because it
Theoretical
doesn't.
science
It really doesn't.
about what if we had a couple tall buildings?
What if we had something that people wanted to go to?
Is there
Instead of creative mirror designs, which I'm convinced is like a front for drugs.
Wait, creative mirror designs? That's
Yeah, it's across the street from the Panos Lounge.
Yeah.
And
the hole in the ground that used to be the Panos Lounge.
Yeah, and like it was there forever. I don't know if it's still there, but like I just remember never understanding how it stayed in business if they only sold mirrored things. And there was a mirrored Buddha in the window for like my entire life.
Ooh, like a disco ball Buddha.
Yeah, like a disco ball Buddha.
Fuck, I want that shit.
Damn, I hate that I also thought that exact
that
same
would
thing.
be fucking incredible.
I mean, look them up. I don't know if they're still there, but they probably still have it.
No, that's some collector.
I mean, it would look really good right there.
It would look good anywhere. What are you talking about?
Rivers
see-
has some shelf space left.
I was gonna say there's.
Oh, it was big. It was like full life size.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's even better.
But it was not the fat Buddha. It was like skinny Buddha.
Oh, I
That's
found
fine.
it. Oh man, we'll have to put this on our Twitter. That looks exactly as cool as I was hoping it would
This one
look.
says small.
Yeah, this was like a cement one too. Oh, this
Yeah.
is like the thing you would like hide the key under in the bushes at your mom's house.
Yeah, exactly. No, this was
Go
create-
to Mercury.
Yeah, let's see if
Go to Mercury and see.
they got that on Mercury.
No, but it was just like, I mean, I think they probably sold like mirrors for like new builds and shit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I just always assumed it was a front.
Right, yeah. Well, and the
Drugs.
the demand for that has gone pretty far down.
Pretty far down.
They're not making those mirrored closets anymore.
No,
That's usually the
nobody's-
first thing to go when you're flipping a house.
Nobody's making mirrored walls anymore in their home unless
Yeah.
they're like, it's a
Damn.
sex dungeon.
Yeah, yeah, or Big Boy's Boom Boom Room from MTV Cribs.
Jesus Christ. My grandpa used to have this condo in South Padre Island, and we'd go visit,
Oh.
and the entire living room, one of the walls was all mirrors. It was so weird.
Yeah. My aunt growing up had that, and it was also that room was all white.
Oh, yeah.
wow.
And it's just it's so like 80s or 70s. I don't
Yeah.
even know what
It's
decade.
6 kids. I don't know what she's up to.
Yeah, that's like mid 70s to mid 80s. There was this rumor going around that you could make your tiny house look bigger by making
I think that's
a
what it
wall
is,
out
for
of
sure.
mirrors. Yeah.
And there are also you need like a wet bar.
Yeah, yeah, and,
like
and a
that.
water bed that rotates.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. I forgot about waterbeds.
My spine didn't.
Oh, dude. My parents just got rid of their water bed
Oh.
last year.
Wow, I
What do you have
remember.
to do to get rid of it? Do you have to like drain it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, stick a hose in it, so you have to siphon it like gasoline out of an
Yeah.
old
Oh my
car.
God.
Yeah,
Stick a garden hose in.
and suck it
Yeah.
and pour it out the window.
Yeah, that's exactly what they would do.
Hell yeah. Question 3: best local food.
Okay, so Evergreen Park doesn't really have food.
Best local food, Chicago.
Damn, they need to fucking work on that before a downtown, I think.
Yeah. I mean, they probably do. Like, somebody's probably like real pissed at me right now. But I mean, they mostly have food that is like Chicago food because it's so close.
Yeah.
But I said Rainbow Cone, which is actually in Beverly, a neighborhood in Chicago, but it's real close to Evergreen Park, and it's
Yeah.
across the street from the Evergreen Plaza, which is now a dead mall.
Oh,
But
hell yeah.
Rainbow Cone, I don't know, like, have you
It's
ever?
a G Fuel flavor, right?
Yeah, rainbow cone.
It's an ice cream place, and I mean, they just have generally good ice cream, but the original Rainbow Cone is just like a big stack.
Oh, I see it. Oh my
It's
God,
so
we'll
good.
we'll put this up on our Twitter
And
so
you
people
can
can
get
see
it. They sell it like it's pretty far away, but they like do sell it at a few places out here.
Yeah.
But
Oh, wow.
you can get the original Rainbow Cones, and like it's so good.
What flavor is
I was
it?
gonna say it looks like it's got
The flavors are
chocolate, strawberry.
sherbet, pistachio, Palmer House.
What the hell's Palmer House?
Bro, I don't know. Strawberry and chocolate, and they slice it. You know,
Oh.
they slice it into a.
This looks like I've never had one of these, but whenever you go to like old gas stations that had ice cream, they'd always have a picture that looked like that on the outside. It would say like ice cream, but
There's like
Yeah.
3 scoops on top.
Yeah, and it's like
you're
I
that's impossible.
never saw that.
That would ruin my fucking shirt if I tried to eat this.
But their ice cream in general is also good. Like if you just wanted like not the Rainbow Cone, but
Okay.
like a scoop.
hell yeah. Question 4: local ghosts or monsters.
Okay.
And besides the Unabomber,
Besides
who's a
the Unabomber.
terrible monster.
So Resurrection Mary is like pretty. Have you heard of that?
No, you have my full attention.
Okay. So there's a cemetery in Justice, Illinois called Resurrection Cemetery. And so like all throughout like the Chicagoland, there's this legend of Resurrection Mary. And what it is like since the 1930s, people have been saying that like they see a young girl on the side of the road, like young girl, like teens, like, you know, high school age. She's wearing like a nice dress and she's got a little purse and nice little shoes. And, you know, she looks upset. So they'll like stop and offer her a ride and she'll tell them where they live. But then when they pass the cemetery, she vanishes.
I've heard about this
okay.
on like Unsolved Mysteries
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, so it's like a legend that she like pops up and like always disappears by the cemetery.
Damn.
And there's been like several reported sightings.
Oh wow.
By people who post on like Bath and Body Works.
I mean, I've been hearing about, like, everyone knows about it. Like, I've been hearing about it since I was a kid.
Oh yeah. There's a whole Wikipedia
I
article
think
on
it's
it.
been on like the Travel Channel.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, it's a fun little ghost story.
Wow.
It's better than like somebody came out of the wall and said boo.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is unsolved mystery about it. Nice.
Yeah, and like Resurrection Mary is just a cool ass name, like
Yeah.
for the ghost, and like there's different, like sometimes she'll, because like the rumor was that she's actually a real person who went to this like dance hall and then got in a fight with her boyfriend, was walking home and got like hit by a car or something.
Yeah.
So that's like the rumor, and so like there's been, interestingly, usually men who say that they pick her up.
Ooh, I wonder why.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then she vanishes when they pass the cemetery.
Oh, love it. And then last question, you might have just answered it. Favorite thing that's not there anymore?
Favorite thing that's not there anymore is Evergreen Aqua Park.
Ooh, we got a water park going on?
It's not a water park, but it's like a local pool.
Oh, okay. They call it the Aqua Park.
Evergreen Aqua Park, and it was right down the street from my house.
Okay.
And so we would go there like every day in the summer, and there was like 4 pools. There was like the kids pool, a slightly older kids pool, everybody pool, and a pool that you had to like pass a swimming test to use because you had to like swim laps and stuff.
Was there a diving pool?
You could dive in that same patch pool, and there was a diving board in the older people pool
Okay,
too.
right on.
So I like worked there in the summers and stuff, and that was awesome because it was like we would after hours be able to like use a pool.
Yeah,
and, like,
hell yeah.
And like also in high school, like a bunch of my friends worked there, and so like even like during the off season, they had the keys to the office, so that's where we would go and drink.
Oh, nice. Nice.
It's like the main reason like nobody in Evergreen has a pool really,
Uh-huh.
because it's like why would you?
It's
There's
freezing.
a local pool.
And it's freezing most
And
of
it's
the
freezing
year.
most of the year.
Yeah.
But yeah, like so they closed because someone drowned. But
And they say you can still hear their splashing.
it was Resurrection Mary. No,
The ghost drowned.
I'm honestly shocked no one had drowned there before because the lifeguards were like my teenage friends. And my grade school closed.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Evergreen Park's doing great, guys.
Yeah, yeah. It's because of Jenny McCarthy. She bought it out and burned it to the ground.
And it's called like, because Evergreen Park is like known as I think like the city of churches.
Uh-huh.
Because they had so many churches, and I think they were just like, we had a lot of Catholics, and now we don't.
Oh, okay. Mm.
So,
They lost the faith.
yeah. But they like wrote about my grade school in the paper because, so I graduated 8th grade with like 32 people, and 4 of them died before we were like 30.
Oh, Jesus.
And like the paper was like, what's going on? Is there a curse?
Damn, that's the kind of town it is. They're like, the opiate epidemic is not happening.
Yeah, no.
It was like everybody, it was like the first kid was when like he got hit by a train.
Okay.
Resurrection
And then-
Billy.
Resurrection Billy.
And then someone died in a car accident, and then someone else was a fireman and died of fire,
Died of fire.
Okay, I mean,
fighting a fire.
I like the died of fire.
like that's
It's better.
tragic, but not
Yeah.
unexpected, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other person was like, I don't think they ever figured it out.
Damn.
They just exploded?
A real
What do you mean?
Well, they
unsolved
just like found
mystery.
him like
Okay.
and he had passed away. So I mean,
gotcha.
his family probably knows, but I don't think they were like telling everybody.
None of that is unusual enough to be like, it's a curse. Like, that's just all like normal
Well,
stuff
they're
that
all
happens.
normal people. I guess it was just because it was all the same class
Okay.
of kids. But yeah, I don't know.
Let's say everyone choked to death. Like, let's say it was a series of you know,
We all drank Kool-Aid together.
yeah, or everybody, you know, choked on a fruit of some sort. Then yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
strange.
that'd be strange. But yeah, I mean, I don't think there was a whole lot going on in
Yeah.
the press room.
Okay, yeah, well,
Evergreen-
sure.
Having been a suburban reporter, I know that
Once they caught, once the Unabomber is kind of the lightning striking in that
Yeah.
town. That's the, I mean, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we do have other famous people like Bill Rancic. Okay.
Uh-huh. Bill
And-
Rancic.
Jane Lynch.
Jane Lynch and Mahalia Jackson is from there as well.
Oh, really? I don't know who that is.
She was a gospel singer. She is the one, you can hear her on the recording of the I Have a Dream speech.
Oh, cool.
She's standing behind MLK, and MLK finishes the speech, And Mahalia Jackson goes, "Tell him about the dream, Martin." She literally did like what people who are big fans of comedians do, where they're like, "Do the bit about the cookies."
Oh my
She did
God.
that because he had done it like at some service that she had seen, and he goes, "Tell him about the dream, Martin." So she's the one who made him do that part of the speech. That was not in the plan.
She's like a positive heckler.
Yeah, she was. She was a helper.
Dang,
She was, yeah,
okay.
she was. This is like having
I love that.
So you're saying that was a crowd work video?
It was crowd work. It was. It really was.
That's amazing. I did not know that. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
Yeah, she performed the musical acts before MLK's speech were her and Bob Dylan and Joan Baez on that day. And,
Dang, okay.
Yeah. So she's a big deal. Well, yeah, that is Evergreen Park, Illinois.
In a nutshell, it's got 20,000 people, and I wouldn't go there.
Come on,
I mean,
feel
you
the
can.
Illinois.
It's fine.
We have a segment on this show called Top 3. Our listeners write into us at The Goods Pods with their top 3 list that they wish us to populate. We got time for at least one of these. Let's go with at Kung Fu Cornelius, listening in Louisiana, wants to know top 3 pieces of now obsolete technology. And I took this to mean in all of times, not just things that I remember from my days, but I'm talking all of times. Because when he said that, there is one thing that came to mind, and I did make it.
You could say this about like anything.
Well, no. I'm going to say with my number one, the reason being is like you see it, and you're with a lot of these. It's like, oh, how could people back then be so stupid? You know, but there is one thing that immediately popped in my head. Like no hesitation that I'll get to, but my first 2 are things that I used. I would say honorable mention to magazines and radio, because that's boy, I used to sit there. Hastings was the bookstore and movie store, and I would just spend hours sitting there reading Spin magazine. And I eventually got a subscription to Rolling Stone. Had that all throughout high school, and I was so fucking stoked when that came in the mail. Like loved it. And boy, that's not a thing anymore, really.
No, as a print journalist, I sure do know that.
So yeah, my number 3, car phone.
Oh, yeah. I loved those.
So did your parents have the bag phone?
My parents did it. My friend's dad had, because he like worked in sales.
Oh,
He had
okay.
a car phone, and it was like a regular. I swear it had a cord. It was
Yeah.
regular
Ours
phone.
did too. Well, we had the bag phone, and did you ever have your parents have a bag phone?
No, but I've ridden in a car with one before.
They were so funny because they were like, the pitch was like, you can take it with you, and it was the size of like a medium-sized women's purse. Like it was huge.
It was like a car battery.
And it had a shoulder strap.
Oh my God.
And you were supposed to like take it from out of the car and put it on your shoulder and walk around with it.
Good Lord.
And it was fucking hilarious. And then at some point we got upgraded to one that was mounted that had a cord that it was mounted in the middle of my parents'
console.
in the middle, yeah, next to the console of our 1997 Honda Odyssey. And I definitely remember at one point, because my dad kept that van after I was done, being a child, being shuttled around in the van. My dad used it for his work vehicle. He was a house painter. And so he, it became the paint car. And I remember at some point in we were talking after I moved to LA, like 2012, 2013, Verizon told them like, hey, we're just not going to let this phone work anymore. Sorry. Like they were still paying. I think my mom told me it was like $675 a month or something for the car phone in the Obama administration.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
I love that.
But yeah, that's my number 3.
Did it work good? There's no way it worked good.
No, it worked. I mean, like when I was in high school and I would ride around in that car, it was great to have. Still remember the number 705-8002. Give it a call. See what happens.
That's barely obsolete.
I know.
I'd say.
Yeah, but it is just like
that type of phone.
Right. But man, if you think about getting in a car today and seeing a phone in the middle of it, especially if you're a child, you're just like,
I mean, you
fuck
see
is
it
what is
now. It's on
happening
the
here?
dashboard.
yeah, that's true.
And you're staring at it the whole time.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're watching The Office while you're driving back from a stand-up gig in Huntsville. My number 2, CD binder. not a thing anymore. And boy, that was such a
really compact discs at all.
compact discs in general, but I was thinking just the CD binder because you could just figure out so much about a person by just spying on them, looking through their shit. And it was always cool because you did like meet a new person, go to their house, or you're in their car and you see their giant 20-pound CD binder. And it was always fun because they would have the newest shit they were into. The cool stuff is up front. But they're not going to throw away the Limp Bizkit and Corn stuff. So
No.
you start flipping towards the back and you're like, ah.
Does this count
Still
as
in there.
technology?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
It's technology.
It's technology adjacent.
It's
at least.
obsolete. But my number one, and again, this is obviously not a thing I lived through, but it was the thing that just came to mind, which is the penny farthing bicycle, the gigantic wheel bicycle, which I looked this up. It comes out in the 1870s. It was only a thing for about 10 years because in the 1880s, they invented the pneumatic bicycle tube. Because the whole reason for having that huge wheel was that they were using solid rubber tires, and it
Oh.
made the ride a lot smoother by doing it that
By
way
having
as
a big
opposed to
wheel.
having a similar wheeled velocipede. But once they invented the tube, then the need for it went out the window. So it was only like 10 years that those things were around, but it is one of those pieces of old technology where you just see it and you're like, God, that looks stupid.
Yeah, it looks. I fall down a lot, so I think it looks dangerous as well.
Yeah. Well, and my favorite thing, and again, this is around the time that commercial advertising is really starting to take off. The bicycle, which it's funny because the technology for the bicycle, they make it out of different shit, but it's essentially the exact same. They perfected it. When they first started marketing that, it was called the safety bicycle. As a direct fuck you, because everyone broke their nose all the time falling off the stupid penny farthing. So what
so
we now
funny.
would just call a bike or a bicycle was at the time referred to as the safety bicycle, as a direct marketing strategy to slowly phase out the penny farthing.
These days, that would work against them. People are so
yeah.
stupid. They're like, I don't want the safety
I want
bike.
the fucking
That's
great-
for babies,
Well,
dude.
it's
Not some kind of wiener.
yeah.
well, it's funny you mentioned that because UDC penny farthings, the largest penny farthing manufacturer in the United Kingdom, they recorded record sales of penny farthings in 2020 during the COVID-19 lockdown.
Of what, 13?
So people, yeah, exactly. So during COVID, people were like, "Well, I guess we're gonna die anyway. I might as well die in the dumbest way
I
imaginable."
was going to say, these aren't obsolete. I've seen one of these in the past.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
during like that hipster time of like the
Yeah.
mid to late aughts, I feel like there was people doing that shit.
Yeah.
You'd always see the ones where people welded several bike frames together to make like a
The
really tall bike,
yeah.
but they would still have the chain drive that would go all the way around and
Good
everything.
Lord.
But yeah, that was the one that just, when you say obsolete technology, just, imagine, I mean, and this is, the 1870s, this is around the time that, you're getting the first films. So you could see footage of motherfuckers in Paris trying to ride these things around. And people got grievously injured on them. So anyway, yeah, that's my top three. What do you got, Kristen?
So I have hypercolor shirts.
Oh yeah, Dayglow. Or is that the same thing as Dayglow?
No, hypercolor is the one that like changes color.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, I barely remember that existing. till
Yes,
right now.
yeah, because you'd go swimming in an orange shirt and then it turns yellow or whatever.
Yeah, or
Oh,
like
yeah.
people could be like put your hand on it and there'd be like a handprint on your shirt and shit.
But if you washed it in hot water, it was done.
Yeah.
It maxed
Yeah.
out. Yes,
Yeah. I just want
hypercolors.
everybody to see like what I've been up to all day. Like where I've been sweaty, who's been touching me, like
Yeah.
what.
My shirt tells the story.
Yeah, my hypercolor shirt tells the tale. But I just feel like, yeah, they don't. It is like stuff like that. Like they don't sell that anymore. Like, or maybe because I'm not a kid, so I'm not getting
Right.
like advertised. But like it would be shit like that, or like
It seems like one of those things that's bound to come back at a
some
certain
kind
point.
of crazy windbreaker that's cool. Surf jackets. you know,
Yeah.
that shit. Or like shoes that you can like pump up.
Oh yeah, the Reeboks, the pump action.
Did those ever actually work?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it was just a little piece of.
But I like
foam
that they
to
had a little
push.
basketball on it.
Yeah, it was just like a little thing that made noise. I mean,
Yeah, you were like pumping up. But so those are like that's my top one. But then I just wrote down, I think stoves used to be cuter.
Stoves.
Oh, like the old.
I feel like old-timey stoves were way cuter.
They're like
Yeah.
yellow and stuff.
And
Yeah.
now Joe Biden's taking them away.
Yeah, so it's not that it's obsolete. I know I do have a gas stove right now in my
Yeah.
apartment. But yeah, so those, I don't know. And then I just went to the Peterson Automotive Museum.
Oh yes.
And they just had a lot of cool old cars, and I just like how at some point someone was like, yeah, you know what, this car needs a vase.
Yeah.
You want fresh flowers while you're driving. I love that shit.
Oh, yeah,
People
yeah.
don't think of that stuff anymore.
Yeah, premium options for like old luxury cars is so funny.
In the 80s, there was like a car that had an ice maker.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you could drink and drive.
Yeah,
so you could drink and
definitely.
drive.
So you could do cocktails instead of just beers between the legs.
Or like when they would have like seats that faced backwards in the back of like station wagons
now
and shit.
that my parents had one of
My
those.
parents had one too.
It was the best. Like, we would always sit in the very back. and
Yeah, it was
just
so cool when you
ride
were a kid.
backwards.
Yeah.
It's great when you're a kid, but yeah, then you think
Now
about
I
it,
think
you're
I'd
like,
get motion sickness. But
boy, what a terrible idea.
yeah, very, very
Yeah.
dangerous.
Yeah.
But then my top one was just Nokia phones.
Sure, yeah, with Snake. Yeah, hard to beat. How small did you go before you got something else
It was
with the
like-
Nokia
my
phones?
Nokia was like
Did you have
There's
the
like the average,
little
I
tiny
had the
one?
really small one.
Yeah.
Well, and
yeah,
I
me
didn't.
too.
I got my first cell phone and I was like 21,
Uh-huh.
and it was like a Nokia brick, and
Hell
that
yeah.
thing like holds a charge.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And it never dropped calls.
Yeah, because that's all it does. It doesn't
Yeah.
do anything else.
Yeah. Well, I play Snake.
Oh yeah, that was
Yeah,
fun.
you can play like Snake or like text your friends, I guess. But
Yeah.
remember when texting used to cost 10 cents?
Yeah,
God.
my dad got pissed.
Now I had the brick phone, and then I had the little tiny fucking Nokia one, and then I think it went to the whatever else. you
Yeah.
know,
Well, then I had a Razor.
the
Did
Razor.
you guys have a Razor?
I did not. I had friends that had one though. For sure.
I got like a regular. I had a silver one, but I really wanted the pink one.
I just had a regular, what you're saying, the Nokia. And I upgraded to the LG flip phone after that.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah,
I think
you
I had one of those too.
Yeah,
Hell
you
yeah.
got to. You got to have one of those.
I felt so fancy. Like I had like a job where I had to wear like heels, and I was like, and a flip phone. Who am I? A business lady?
Oh, there's color on this thing.
What am I in a movie? Jesus.
I can download a symphonic tone version of Obla Di Obla Da by the Beatles for my
Yeah, I
ringtone.
could.
Oh, I loved MIDI.
Yeah,
I
MIDI,
loved-
yeah, with the ringtones.
Remember like Ringback, Verizon Ringback? Like so you're
you
they'd
can
be like,
torture your friends with fucking
A
with
song that
bad
was
songs.
the worst quality in the world.
never needed us a wise man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you call someone, it's just God bless the USA. Yeah,
And then it would tell you like the Verizon color you've tried to reach has chosen this ringback tone. And
yeah.
my friend had one of those till like 3 years ago.
I wonder if
Boy.
you could still.
You probably
still-
could.
Oh man, I might do that. That's a funny bit. I might
It
do
is
that.
a very funny bit.
Because no one ever calls except for scammers. So yeah, they're gonna have to listen to Red Solo Cup by Toby Keith if you're gonna call me. I'm gonna let that motherfucker ring 8 times.
You're
The
gonna
Glee version? Do the
confuse
Glee
poor
version.
Gail. She's gonna call
That's
you.
true,
And not
yeah.
know what's
Oh.
happening.
That's true. Yeah, it's
Oh,
my
yeah,
mom and scammers. That's it.
Yeah, my parents are the only ones that call me.
Yeah. Sam, what are your top 3?
Well, something I thought was going to be a huge deal that
Uh-huh.
ended up being nothing was the laser disc.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
About the size of a vinyl album, just a giant CD.
Yep,
It
yep.
really just worked like a DVD with less options, and it was more clunky. But they brought them into school, I remember in like first grade, and I saw it and I was like, this is crazy. And it has the word laser in it. So it sounds futuristic.
We had one Laserdisc player. We had several TVs with the media carts that they would roll around, but just one Laserdisc player. And I swear, I would say a pretty significant portion of the Laserdiscs players sold in America were sold to schools.
Yeah.
That's the only people who fucking bought those things.
I bet, yeah.
Because they didn't even have that many movies out for
Right.
them at the
No,
time.
I remember like my movie store had like one little like
Yeah.
record rack of laser discs.
Well, they made more than I ever thought because my friend Ben Scarborough down there in Atlanta is like a big physical media collector of just everything, and he started getting into laser discs, and he came out here and was just in fucking hog heaven because every record store in LA.
Oh yeah, if you go to Amoeba, they have laser discs.
Yeah,
for
well,
sure.
and they have them a lot of record stores because people think that they're vinyl records, and they'll just sell back a giant box full of vinyl records, and then there's just random movies just in there that they don't even know are movies. They just think it's the soundtrack to Blade Runner and not Blade Runner. So yeah, every used record store will have a few boxes of laser discs.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I think a fun thing used to be rotary telephones.
Yeah.
For some reason, it felt fun to feel the little vibration of it, and it goes back around. There's something, weirdly satisfying.
It's very
yeah.
satisfying. My grandparents had one that had like a little desk, like the table and then like the old fashioned phone.
Oh yeah,
Uh-huh.
Used
yeah.
to sit there with a little phone
Oh.
thing and be like,
In our my house that I grew up in, they had a phone alcove like in the hallway that was specifically because the house was built in the 50s, so it was built just to be a little pedestal.
Oh, just to be like, yeah.
Yeah, it had the little phone plug underneath. We never used it for that, but it was just built into the house. Yeah, we had one in our kitchen that I used for years. I loved it.
Have either of you seen the 70s version of Black Christmas?
Yes.
Then like because don't they have a rotary phone, and then when they have to like trace the phone call, they're like running all over that. Like
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Financed by the Canadian government, by the way.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I guess my other one, I guess it's similar, but not really. Just technology with knobs, like radios with knobs, TVs with old school where you had to use an antenna and knobs.
Yeah.
Those are just fun. And especially ones with wood grain. I used to love to my mom was like a thrift store hound. So she would take us to thrift stores. And I just remember walking around and seeing like old 8-track players.
Yes.
And, radios and before anything was digital, just looking at it and being like, man, even if I bought that and tried to use it, it probably works like shit.
Right.
You had to be like a master of the knob to try to get it perfect.
Oh, yeah. My grandparents had one of those antennas because they lived out in the country. And so they had a giant knob that was like hooked up to a motor that would rotate the antenna on the roof.
Oh, that's crazy.
Hell yeah.
And it made the most noise. So if I was trying to like switch to watch channel 5 or whatever, you turn it was like ring, 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 like it would wake up the entire fucking house if I tried to move the antenna around at night.
That's fucking great. Just stuff used to use it. You used to feel the hum of the TV while you're trying to go between the static and the local television channel.
And I'd say my other little addendum, I just thought about CD burners.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, goes along with all those. But
jewel cases.
Yeah.
Mini discs. I never used one. Seemed cool.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They're like, now they're like flash drives, but do you ever have to use like a zip disk?
I remember the zip disk.
Basically the same thing. Yeah, we had to use those in college all the time for like all of our projects, and it's like such a fat little...
Floppy disks are kind of fun too.
Yeah.
In retrospect.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because
it's a funny name.
we had the ones that were literally floppy.
Yeah,
it was
I
like
had
the
those
Mac
too.
2, and then it just became the hard floppies.
The classic.
The oxymoron, hard floppy. Yeah.
Yeah, my dad had like a Commodore 64 computer
Fuck yeah.
when I was little, and we would play like trivia games and stuff on it.
Oh yeah, we had the Mac 2 with Oregon Trail and shit on it. Yeah,
I loved Oregon Trail.
Old Oregon Trail. Yeah, still fun.
Still, I like to, prepare for the winter.
Yeah.
Load up a lot of meat and stuff.
Yeah,
Make me feel less anxious.
They had the Windows 98 version of it in my middle school, and everyone would just start the game and then just hunt the whole time.
Yeah.
And I
that's
remember
the fun part.
Yeah, of course, but no one would do the game, so they put up signs where they like banned hunting, and it's like, you can't beat this game though.
Yeah.
Like they literally just were like, you can't hunt. We're like, well, I can't learn about the Oregon Trail then, can I?
We would
because I'm gonna die before I get to Fort Laramie.
Well, no one that can beat that game. I'm pretty sure no child can beat that game.
One, but like our bit was not to hunt the whole time. We would like try to kill people in our thing because then you could make a really funny tombstone, and then the next time someone played that game, they could be like, you're passing a grave, do you want to see it? And then it'd be like, here lies Jenny, she smells like fish.
Yeah. Yeah. Jenny McCarthy, she doesn't believe in the efficacy of vaccines.
Yeah. You just like use it to be like, here lies, and like the boys would always name theirs like after a sports team, so it'd be like, here lies the Cincinnati Bengals.
They fucking suck.
They lost.
Hell yeah. Well, shout out to at Kung Fu Cornelius for that one. If you've got a top 3 list you'd like us to populate, please tweet at us at The Goods Pod.
Heat makes it happen. Hypercolor clothing changes color with heat. Only by Genera. Like this. Got it?
Y'all, we have time for just one more segment, and this is our jam of the week.
Carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done.
Did you guys watch Supernatural? Hell yeah.
So, man, I had to go through so many fucking Supernatural comments. I have never seen the show, but I I have been made to understand this is the theme song of the show.
This is the theme song of the show.
Okay, yeah. So I didn't know that. I started. It's what made this one kind of difficult. I saw a couple comments that were like, "Oh, this is going to be an interesting comment section," as we'll see in a moment. But my God, there were so many just references to that show that I was trying to figure out, and I was like, okay, because I've never seen it.
I've watched it. I've watched most of it, but I started watching it like a few years ago.
Uh huh.
And they have a hardcore fan base.
Oh hell, yes, they do.
Extremely intense.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And like I like it and stuff, but I'm like, dang, I don't have these sorts of feelings about it.
Right. But yeah, let us now get down into the comment section of Kansas's "Carry On My Wayward Son." This is from the album Leftoverture from 1976. This song has 268 million views, 103,932 comments.
Dang.
And
okay. And they're all like,
I found the best.
Sam and Dean.
I got rid of all the supernatural because I don't understand if they're funny. I don't know. Yeah, so I was like, well,
they're probably not.
Yeah. No. So let's get down into it. First up, Oliver Roberts from 2 years ago. "My son is a drunk, and I mean a drunk, LOL. He comes home from school, drinks, goes to bed, wakes up, drinks. Seriously, LOL. I won't say just how young he is. Seriously, it's astonishing.
He's 11.
Carry on, my wayward son, LOL." And I'm like, there's no LOL. This is horrifying. Do something. You're the boy's father.
Well, he's the one buying him the booze.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess so. Look how funny he is.
Yeah.
Or is he like trying to write like a fictional thing about what he thinks this song is about? Like, my son's so wayward.
Yeah.
Gets up in the morning.
That's a good point.
It's like he's still going to school. Sounds like a functional alcoholic to me.
Yeah.
The YouTube comment section, it's like almost impossible to tell irony and satire because there's so many real crazy ones.
Right. Well, I usually go ahead and take the step of clicking on the profile, because if they have videos that they themselves have produced, then they are pushing an agenda, and perhaps it is satire. If there's just like not following anything, not posting anything, I'm like, okay, this is just a loose guy in the wind.
Loose cannon.
Yeah. Next up, Atlas M from 2 years ago. That's Steve Walsh on that keyboard. Steve is the only guy on a keyboard still getting pussy to this day.
True.
I'm 26. Imagine me trying to explain my friends this.
He's getting the pussy.
My friends got no taste. They want to listen to techno?
This guy also gets no pussy.
That's what he's saying, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I just...
meet a lady who likes candles.
Right. Also, has this man talk to Billy Joel, perhaps?
Also, does this guy know how techno's produced?
Right, yeah, it's a lot of keyboards.
A lot of
keyboards involved with the techno.
But they are some dry dick motherfuckers. These DJs and music producers.
Oh, yeah.
They never get any.
Get the chain smokers away from me. Craig Finnegan from 7 months ago. Help! I'm back on my high school bus on the way home, where my father is waiting for me with more of his bullshit. I'm 57 years old now. How the hell did I get back on this bus?
I'm worried for so many.
Yeah, he's having PTSD.
He is
listening
literally.
to this song.
That is exactly what is happening. Yes,
They genuinely seem lost, and I'm scared.
Yeah. He's like, this is taking me back, brother. I'm ready to fight my dad in the driveway, even though he's been dead because I killed him.
This takes me out to the bad old days, man. I love to think about this shit.
Bring it on, old man. Jonathan from 9 years ago. If I tried meth, I think this song is better from How the High, but still, weed is always there for me.
Jonathan, you've definitely done meth. Holy shit. Who theorizes what meth high would be like while listening to Kansas?
This would be cooler on meth.
Elliot Met from 1 year ago. I wish it could be like this day still, like the 80s. Now we have idiots with tons of makeup and alone. All alone. No bands anymore. So sad these days. I'm going to make a band, though, and try to bring back life in life.
I'm still stuck on the makeup thing. Like, who is he talking about?
Kesha? I don't know. It's from
Kiss?
Yeah, it's Kiss. Yeah, God damn it, Kiss is ruining fucking music. This is from 2021. Yeah, I just like the
What's the
and they're
makeup
alone.
comment from 1 year ago? You know, this isn't like emo phase.
Yeah, I don't know. Ian Donacci from 3 years ago. I'm an old codger and a nonconformist. Still happy. I refuse to buy into the covert belts. Still, I have a house, a beach close by, and peace in my heart. Living a real life with lots of friends. And I traveled the world with no credit cards, no debt. They cannot control me.
Oh my God.
Hell
Is he a
yeah,
sovereign
dude.
citizen?
No, I just like that this man is announcing, like, I travel with large amounts of cash.
Yeah.
You should absolutely look for Ian Donacci.
I feel like this guy's 1,000,000 years old, and he's just reminiscing on the times when you had to pay for everything
Yeah.
in cash.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. John Gifford, 1 year ago. I've quit my job and sold my home of 10 years in California. I've gone to South Dakota to find a new home, and I failed. My wife reminded me that I had seen Wichita as a great potential for prosperity. As I crossed that great plain of Nebraska, this song came to me. Kansas. There will be peace when I am done. Hell yeah. So this guy's like, fuck all y'all. I'm going to Kansas. Why? Because of a rock song from 1976.
It's like you were a California homeowner, dude, and then you were like, I'm going to go to South Dakota.
I got rid of so much fucking equity. It's
Yeah.
not even funny.
It's so sad. I'm like, man, your wife, your poor wife.
I understand wanting to live other places.
Sure.
but I don't understand how you could go from California to like South Dakota.
Yeah, that's drastic.
That's a drastic
and
change.
then to Kansas, which is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
I know we got listeners in Kansas, but that's a downshift.
And I mean, like, I'm
from
sure
South Dakota.
Yes, South Dakota is gorgeous. I'm sorry, Kansas has
beautiful.
cool towns, but man, driving in western Kansas, you might as well be in the middle of the ocean, except the water is wheat. It's just fucking wheat as far as you can see. It's America's breadbasket, some have called it.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I call
did
it that
not
all the time.
we all
I
do.
don't know.
Brian McWhite from 11 months ago, and by the way, he previously appeared on Alan Jackson's Chattahoochee in episode 309. Brian McWhite, 2022 rules forever. I'm head singer for Kansas, and all the country singers they play on K102 forever. Promise to God. Paul Stanley of Kiss and all the rock and roll singers they play on Cool 108 forever. Promise to God. Clint Eastwood forever. Promise to God. I'm Will Ferrell forever. Promise to God. I'm staying out of jail, and that's a promise to God. 2022 is the very best year of my life and always will be. Thank God Facebook and YouTube don't run up my phone bill. I vote Bengals and 49ers for the Super Bowl, and Bengals will be the champs. Bye now.
Whoa,
Yeah,
dude.
that is.
He's
Isn't that fucking wild? 11 months ago, this guy probably called what is literally about to happen in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is in the Super. I don't follow football at all.
I just when I was reading this, I was like, "How did the Bengals do this year?" I was like, "Oh fuck, he's right."
Potentially they could meet in the there's one more game two more games to decide who ends up in the Super Bowl,
And
but
that is
it's a those are two front runners.
Yeah.
You should follow that. He could be a prophet.
yeah, I was gonna say he might be a prophet, or at least a guy you could take to Vegas
Yeah.
with you.
He at least has probably one of these right.
Yeah, it's fucking
He got an
crazy.
almanac for the future.
Yeah. Oh God, he's Biff Tannen.
Yeah, it's Biff.
Michael Pels from 4 months ago.
But also that guy was crazy. Other than
Oh,
all
yeah.
that, we forgot to even mention that. We were
Oh,
just
yeah,
amazed by his football pick.
Like, wow.
He is Paul Stanley and
He's
the lead singer
the
of
rest
Kansas.
of it.
Somewhere between 30 to 50 years in the past. It's hard to tell.
Yeah, the rest of it felt like a church reading or something.
Promise to God.
Promise to God.
Michael Pels from 4 months ago. This is the Kansas I would get in fistfights with my teacher over Eagle socks. I won then, and I win now. Except back then, police were called, and now I still hear beautiful music.
Whoa.
It's like this guy is in a home.
A lot of violent memories
Oh, yeah.
attached to this song for people.
Also, I just want to know what happened with the teacher who was playing Eagles, and this guy was like, "Fucking Eagles suck, dude. Play Kansas." And then they're like, "You want to fight, bitch?" And then they had a fight in the chemistry lab. They're just tumbling over Bunsen burners and shit.
The teacher's like, every day people ask me to play Hotel California.
Yeah.
Every day I do. If you fight me.
Tom Adams from 6 months ago. Way too drunk and high right now. Half a bottle of Jack, 3/4 a bottle of Screwball. Can't stop thinking about my future. Hope someday I meet a woman who loves me for me. Even if it don't happen, that is my ultimate wish. The one thing I truly want. I might be drunk as shit right now, but that's all I want. Just a wholesome woman who loves me for me. Probably worst place to write this, but fuck it.
Yeah, dude.
I'm super drunk.
This is something you just think while you're staring out the window with your shit faced. You're not supposed to share this with anyone.
What's his username? I mean, I'm just saying.
Tom Adams.
Okay.
Too generic to look up.
Yeah,
I know,
find
right?
him.
I'd take a bullet for whomever it is in life in a heartbeat.
Oh, he's a sweet guy. You're right.
Sweet guy.
I had to
I'm
sacrifice.
wholesome.
If I had to sacrifice myself in order for them to live, say a heart transplant, I'd do it before the doctor could finish.
I do need a heart transplant.
That's all I want before everything goes black, to be with a woman who loves me. Cliche, I know, but it's what I really want in life. It's like there are other websites for this.
I think
Is he a virgin, do you think?
it's very possible. It's very possible.
Like, it's because it just sounds so like a woman who loves me.
I've never touched a woman. Well, that's the thing. That's the term loves me for me is a red flag almost.
Yeah.
Because that's almost like an incel thing. Where it's just like, women don't love me for who I am, and also I refuse to change because who I am rules.
Right. Yeah. It's like,
I'm a man and I'm going my own way.
Yeah. What do you mean a relationship is about compromising? What are you talking about? I have to be me. I got two more here. Skate C from 8 years ago. When I was in the 3rd grade, I brought a kitten to school in my backpack. I just happened to be in PE that day. On PE days, we leave our stuff outside. So I left my pack outside in the sun. I was excited, and I forgot about the cat. When I got back, the cat was dead.
No!
What the fuck?
I was so ashamed that I didn't say anything, and I left the dead cat in my bag all day.
Oh my god.
At the end of the school day, I put the cat in the trash. The next day, the teacher was so mad, she had the counselor come and talk to me and the class to see who had done it. I can remember being in class for about an hour and nobody knew who had done it, and at the end of the day, some other kid got blamed, and I got off scot-free. I never took another cat to school, though. And I was like, this guy is a serial killer. Yeah,
Psychopath.
I'm gonna go hug my cat when I get home.
We are a no snitching podcast, but if the FBI needs to start making a list, Skate C 8 years ago.
Was it his kid? I'm so confused.
It seems like it was his kitten, and he just put it in a backpack and then just had fun all day and was then shocked to find the cat. Yeah.
Parenting gone horribly.
So horribly wrong.
And the fact that he tells it like, and then I got away with it.
And then, that's the part. That's the part. If there was like any contrition at all, but he's like, they never knew it was me.
He's like, when I was a kid, I felt bad about it.
I don't anymore. Now I'm just killing cats with impunity.
Yeah. His laugh is for sure. Yeah.
Oh man, what? And why this song?
I don't know.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Yeah. Also, this was in Kansas. I'm from Kansas.
Maybe carry on my wayward son.
Yeah, kitty on my way. I don't know.
Oh.
And finally, I Bleed Whiskey, Planet One, from 3 years ago. Second concert I ever went to back in the 70s. Some motherfucking idiots set off military-grade tear gas as Kansas was coming back onto the stage to play. And I am for sure it was going to be this song. They bailed. I don't blame them. We could not hold our eyes open, and everyone was trying to get out of there, me and my mate, Jay, included. It was hard as fuck to go somewhere when you can't hold your eyes open, though, and that slowed things up. Outside, there were a couple fountains, and people were in there screaming and washing their eyes out.
What
The bastard that set off the tear gas would have been torn limb from limb if anyone knew who they were. And by the way, this was considered a hard rock concert, so the police never did shit, and they were never caught. I'm sure that surprises you.
There has to be like a news report about this.
I looked it up. I really did. I looked it up in like newspapers.com, and I didn't find anything about it.
Set off tear gas at a Kansas concert?
Yeah.
I think it was the guy with the cat.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. That's right. Yeah.
It feels like
Look at the little pretties run.
This is a hard rock concert. They'll never do anything about it.
Yeah.
I feel like if Kansas did interviews, this maybe would have come up at some point.
Hey,
It's like, hey, have you ever had a show where you were attacked with military
tear
chemical
gas?
weapons?
Yeah, like Dave Matthews Band like dumped a pile of poo over the Chicago River, and no one has ever forgotten.
That's right. No, I mean, you can't forget
Which
that.
you can't. I mean,
No.
like, imagine being on an architectural tour and being covered in Dave Matthews.
I mean, if it was a better band, we'd have forgiven them by now. But it was Dave.
it
So
was Dave Matthews Band,
Sorry.
which sucks.
Like,
Sorry to
yeah.
their fans.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, if it was the Clash, shit all over me. But DMB, no way. But yeah, that is Kansas. Carry on, My Wayward Son, our jam of the week.
Majestic.
Kristen, please tell people where they can find you online.
Probably the best place is Instagram. It's Kristen Has Big Books. And I have Twitter, which is I Have Big Books. I recently just changed all my stuff from my actual name to that.
Okay.
So, but yeah, like Instagram is where I probably post more.
All right.
Pictures of things and books and stuff.
Yeah, give Kristen a follow on Instagram. Sam, where can people find you online?
Twitter, Slam Harder. TikTok, Slam Harder. Instagram, Sam Harder 666. What's your favorite wireless headphone? I need to know. I'm thinking about making a purchase.
Yeah. Tell Sam your favorite wireless headphone. Find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. I mailed out a couple of stickers this past week. If you want a free sticker, just go like and comment something nice over on Carter's stand-up video, Laugh After Dark. Subscribe to us on YouTube, youtube.com/thegoodspod. Do those two simple things, and you got a sticker coming your way. Free, no charge, baby.
Whoa.
So hit me up.
And they're cool stickers.
They are
I think.
very
They are
cool. Jorge, Riverall designed those stickers for us. So check them out. Best way to support the show, head over to patreon.com/thegoodspod. Second best way to support the show, head to Apple Podcasts, rate, review, and subscribe. Show that attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, daddy, you do not get sucky. Sucky.
Oh, God.
The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.